Well, Janine, welcome to Action Reloaded. It is awesome to have you here. Everyone knows you from Shogun movies. We know you from Renegades. We know you from Nemesis. Halloween. You've been in them all. So, how are you today?
I am very well, thank you. All the better for talking to you, Jeff.
Instantly a win in my books.
Well, we had a little chat before, so that was nice.
Just before we go on about and talk about Harbinger, I want to sort of just go to the sort of start of Shogun when you had, like Nemesis, for instance, that was in the sort of contained sort of gangster thriller genre. So Shogun has evolved since then. It's become a whole sort of brand. It's like Canon, the British version of Canon,
Yeah,
essentially, you know?
it is. I mean, we started it in lockdown in 2020, and we started our first movie, and then boom, it was lockdown. So we decided that to do this like contained home invasion movie, it would be easier to do it in lockdown because everyone was spaced out, everyone sat X amount of feet or however what stupid rules were at the time. And we adhered to everything, masks, and then took them off for filming and then put them back on. So we actually managed to make a movie in lockdown, which was, it was quite a mean feat, really, but we did it. It wasn't exactly how we wanted it, and it wasn't exactly how we had envisaged it. Even the location, they had shut the location down, so we had to find something else. And we were kind of chasing the lockdowns from filming to filming. We had to even pick up a scene in Sussex in a bar that we found that someone said we could film in because it was in a basement. So that it was quite difficult, but we started in 2020. We started, hit the ground running with Nemesis, and we're now on our ninth. We started filming last week, our ninth movie, and yeah, we're going to go onwards and upwards, and hopefully, the whole thing is to make a few more a year, so sort of 4 to 6 a year, and we're definitely in pre-production for quite a few. So
And you started off in the gangster sort of genre with Nemesis, then you went into sort of more action with the likes of Renegades. Now you're slowly sort of slipping into like homage horror, if that's what you want to call it.
yeah, well, I think this is the last one.
Really?
Then we're going, yes, because we're going back more into the gangster and the action and thriller. Because I think we kind of tried it, and we've done it, and now we're moving in a different direction.
Going back to sort of the old school roots
Old
of,
school. Yeah,
yeah.
old school. Yeah.
So I take it we're going to get like Shogun's version of Get Carter somewhere down the line.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was-
all of that. And
So
some, like familiar faces again. And, that's the thing about Shogun. It's sort of, low budget, high quality, familiar faces, all the people that you love, and, really recognizable faces, So, we've been so lucky in the last few years. We've worked with, Lee Majors, Danny Trejo, Ian Ogilvy, Jeffrey Moore. I mean, Frank Harper, Nick Moran. I mean, like, it just goes on and on and on. But everyone's seen them in. Oh my God, that's the guy from Lock, Stock. That's the guy. That's the Bionic Man. It's really lovely. I just worked on Harbinger actually with Carol Ann Ford, and she's the legend from Doctor Who, the original. And to have her in this sort of cult movie that we've tried to make, it really brings it back to that sort of nostalgic feel of horror again, not just the typical slasher movie where six kids are running around a house and all get killed.
yeah.
It really does work with the acting side of things, almost stage like in some parts. We've got some great actors like Gary Webster, who still does theatre today. And I think he just did 12 Angry Men last year, actually. And so he does a lot of theatre, and he sort of brings it does feel a bit like that. It has got that sort of feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. Harbinger, I've watched it and I really enjoyed it. It was such, as we had said beforehand, it was such a
Mm,
throwback to like as you pointed out, the Hammer films. They had
mm,
it had that vibe to it, and I think that's something Shogun has tried to do. Like for all the horror movies you've released, you've tried to sort of give everyone a taste of that specific genre that was loved.
yes.
Halloween was unreal. You
Oh,
know,
did you like it? Oh, wow, great, thank you.
yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
But you know what I've realized? See, once they get released, they sort of disappear, and I'm like, these movies need to be, they need to be on the reruns, because they're actually
yeah,
really good.
yeah. I mean, it's funny because in America it was everywhere. People, all of our American friends would just say, "Oh my God, we just switched on the TV and look at this and look at this," and it was just everywhere. It just seems to be England just, I don't know, just doesn't have the support as much somehow. I don't know why, as much as, like, it's only people like you, thank you so much, that keep things going, and make us like talk about it, and because so much goes into it and everyone's so passionate about it. um we try to do lots of local stuff and local radios. We try to employ lots of people around, and put people in that people I think want to see. But yeah, I think in America people embrace it a lot more. I think it's more like a business over there, really. Sometimes I think people maybe just think it's for fun, or I don't know, but
Yeah.
we really do, live, sleep, and breathe movies.
Well, I think like maybe once you get like in and around that 12 to 15 mark, we should have a Shogun TV channel.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan was saying actually that he wants to do one movie where all of our monsters get put in a film, like all together.
Oh, that'd be
So,
really
so
cool.
that would be pretty cool.
Like that Winnie the Pooh like horror thing. That's what I think they're planning on doing. They
Oh,
called it,
really?
yeah, they called it the Poohniverse, I think.
Oh, okay.
And
We won't do it then.
it could be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've starred in a good majority of these Shogun movies. So what is your favorite genre to star in? Because you've done the action, you've done the thriller, you've done the horror,
Yeah, I
What
think action, definitely,
action?
definitely action. Yeah. I know I've done lots of junkets this week, and people say, "Oh, you're the final girl, you're the scream queen, you're the," and I love it. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. I love acting. I love a great script. I love to read it and think, "Wow, this is fantastic. It's going to challenge me," especially with Harbinger, because I'm used to playing quite tough cookies, and this was kind of a bit. She was very vulnerable in this,
Yeah.
PTSD, very vulnerable, a bit weak, really. So it was a different role for me to play. So that was really nice. Um, but I do like kicking butt and shooting people, and I do really like that side of things. So yeah, I think action is for me, really.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you are packing a couple of belts, aren't you?
I am. I used to do Washinkai karate. I started off when I lived in Spain, and I used to go into competition and fight kumite and that sort of stuff. So I'm sort of used to getting hit and hitting back myself. So I have always enjoyed martial arts. I've had some great senseis over the years, and I would really love to get back into that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Would it be something you would maybe want to incorporate into like an action film? Sort of like a revenge sort of thriller where you just get to just take
Yeah, I
names?
mean, we've got some stuff that's come to me, actually, that someone has come to me with, that you'll probably hear about in the next, I don't know, the next couple of months, which is really nice, actually.
That's brilliant. Can't wait. Because it'd be
Yeah,
cool to see him some more kick-ass roles.
yeah,
Because you've obviously shown your wheelhouse is, you can do any genre that's thrown at
yeah. I think
you,
so.
which is
Yeah,
really good.
yeah.
So
Thank you.
like coming into the likes of like Harbinger, for instance,
Mm,
it's completely different to the other movies you had starred in because like the other ones were like slashers and so forth. This is very much more sort of like a supernatural sort of presence.
yes.
So what was it like sort of filming? Because obviously these supernatural films rely more on character reaction
Mm.
than the actual haunting itself. So what was it like getting in the character, getting into the role for your character?
Well, it helped that we were actually filming in a haunted house. So pretty much
Really?
everybody, yeah, everybody in the house was basically shitting themselves anyway, because it was so scary. It was so scary in this house. There were things crashing and banging and bells ringing, and that everyone had a little experience there. So you didn't really have to do too much acting, because everyone was walking around on eggshells anyway. No, but the I think getting into character, I think, when you read the script and you see what's actually happened to her, she's on a complete journey. So she's totally you saw how the film started, and it was quite
Yeah,
traumatic. And so if you always have that in mind when you're doing it, you just always know that she's had this complete and utter traumatic experience happen to her. So she's never going to be right, really, and never really going to totally be getting over it. I mean, when she has the nightmare and she sort of jumps up and stuff, it's just, just all these little things. If they come into her mind, she has a dream. It's always there, isn't it? The thing about PTSD is does it really go? I mean, if you talk to veterans, or, my father was a veteran. He did 15 years and was in Malaysia. He was in the RAMC, actually, the Royal Army Medical Corps. And he used to talk about things a lot. And, when he was in Malaysia, it was real sort of jungle warfare there. And, I really do think that, he did suffer a lot as he got older, especially, stories that used to come out and things. So I just think sometimes if people do have experiences, I don't think they ever really change.
yeah.
But, they have these kind of flashbacks, which she did all the time throughout the film, really.
And was it hard sort of filming them flashbacks? Because none of the flashbacks are like your usual character type. You're either being bound or beat, which is,
Yeah.
it must be tough going through that. Like, because by the looks of it, you didn't use a stunt double, It looked like you were just getting like
No.
thrown around.
Yeah, I was actually. It was funny because Peter Woodward, who's Edward Woodward's son, so the Equalizer's son. I mean, God, brilliant, and he's a great actor, Peter. He was playing the serial killer, who I was in a relationship with. So he is actually he does all the stunt choreography for the Royal Shakespeare Company. So everything was done very sort of balletically, almost,
Yeah.
like a sort of dancing type thing. And I would just say to him, no, go on, bang me against the wall, please. Just, come on, just do it like you would if you were doing it. There wasn't any. I quite like that, because he was going, no, 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 you can't do that. I've got to hold your arm like this. But I said, no, no, just do it, please, just do it. But I think he was so scared that he'd hurt me. But I actually think it's, for me, I work better on these sort of scenes when you actually do it. I mean, I don't want to get punched in the nose or anything, but I mean, I quite like that sort of being thrown around type action.
You sort of half answered the question earlier, so I was going to say the actual house did give me like creepy vibes when I seen it, right? And I didn't know, obviously, just so anyone knows, I didn't know anything about this house. The house, they just pan in on the house, and I was like, that's a creepy house.
Yeah.
And it was
And we
actually
were filming
haunted.
all night shoots there as well. All the shoots were night shoots, and yeah, it was really hella creepy, I tell you. And it was actually haunted. It's a big Victorian house that was a hospital in the war, so it's got some really eerie rooms. I mean, there were rooms in there that you just feel just awful. There was like one window and it just had all dead flies on it, and you see it. That actually was filmed in the film.
Yes,
um
when the camera's sort of going through the house.
Yes, and you saw all those dead flies. That's actually there, in the house. So it's a great. I mean, it was brilliant as a set,
Yeah.
because it's almost like they're all built for you, um, and just needed sort of dressing. But it was pretty creepy, yeah. And it was, especially doing the outside things, and when I was tied up in the loft, and when I was down in the basement, and they said, right, you're in there tied up against the thing. And I was just like, yeah, guys, hurry, hurry up. I mean, I'm just sitting here with like things running around, and it's so creepy. But Um, and I'm scared of the dark, by the way. Don't tell anybody.
Didn't
But
hear a
I'm
thing.
just tell everybody. No, I am really scared of the dark. So anytime we have to do obviously shooting at night, and I'm outside, and they're like, right, you wait there. And I'm like, oh God, do I have to really just wait here? And I used to like be seeing things, and honestly, I was really freaked out. It was yeah, it's pretty spooky.
Does Jonathan get roped into the night shoots?
Oh yeah, Jonathan's on every shoot, everything. He's always there. Yeah, he's there. And actually, it was him that one day he was there first, and he had his laptop out, and he was sort of in the kitchen, just doing his bits and pieces. And there was bells ringing, and someone was pacing up and down, and there was zero people in the house apart from him. And he's sort of not a believer of that sort of stuff, but he was like, "Yeah, it's definitely haunted."
Oh, that's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So, obviously, like I'm with them being produced by Shogun, I'm not really sure what way it would work. So do the scripts get like pitched to Shogun, and then you obviously read through them and think this one's good, let's do this one, let's maybe leave that one, or what way does it work?
Well, actually, Jonathan comes up with the ideas, and he'll. Well, it's funny. Harbinger was made by. We were in Hastings one day, and we walked past one of the arcades, and this Zoltar machine went, "Hello, how are you?" All this sort of like stuff, and come and put some money in, and I jumped out of my skin, and because it started moving, and Jonathan said, "Oh my God, that's a movie there. That's a movie right there." And that's actually how Harbinger was made.
Oh my God, that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we sort of get nostalgic and think of people think of Big, that's the last Zoltar machine film that has been done, but the Zoltar machine in that didn't actually speak at all. It just sort of projected this gas out, didn't it? If you remember,
Yeah.
with the Tom Hanks movie. So Jonathan was like, well, if we make this one talk and it comes to life, that would be really creepy. And it really is. Because, we use a lot of practical effects as well. So there's a lot of, sort of smoke going on. There's different lighting, the blues, the reds, keeping it that sort of neon look, giving it its own look for the film. And the practical effects that we have, a puppet coming to life,
Yeah.
when it's down, there's someone with strings pulling it and making it move. And then obviously when it's moving, there's an actor with a mask on. But, we had the machine made by Dave Richardson, and he built the machine, and just, it was really actually quite a great monster, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I actually appreciated like the effects. So like, I'm trying to think of when it was without trying to give anything away. So the scenes where, okay, I'm gonna have to give stuff away, audience, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like where it's just where like the creature's just sort of lying dormant in the box, but then it's the next thing you know, it just like disappears, ends up behind someone. Like it's
Yeah.
stuff like that, then throwback bits that, and you
Yeah.
answered another question I was going to ask. I was going to say, did you actually build the machine for it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was. It was a bit of a shock, really, because we wanted it flat packed because we thought we could like move it. But then
yeah.
when it turned up with four men carrying it, and the thing is bloody weighs a ton, and you just can't. It's still in the house. We were hoping, for some of the screenings, we could flat pack it and put it, there, and have it moving around and stuff. But we thought, oh well, we'll just leave it in the house and creep everybody out even more.
Fair. So stuff like that, would you ever keep keepsakes from each film set, just sort of just something to remember each film by?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, we do all that. We have all the props and everything, so we've got them all with us in our house. So we are the prop store.
That's really cool.
So yeah. So it's yeah, we have everything. I mean, I'm sort of sitting next to two werewolves that are over 7 foot tall, and I've got lots of things around me that yes, that's why I'm blurred. All the background is all blurred. So yeah, our house is a bit of a shrine for films, actually.
What what more could you want? You're gonna
Yeah,
the biggest film company in the UK. You need to have a storage space, and why not better than your own home?
Yeah, it is true. We had the 7 foot werewolf in our daughter's bedroom. She came back from university, and she wanted to come back and stay. And she walked into the room and she went, "Oh my God!" And we were like, "Welcome to your roommate." And so she's got this great big mannequin with this big werewolf, and it's only just been taken into another room, really, because I think they've outgrown each other.
Yeah. So would you say Harbinger is the final film for now with horror in relation to
Yeah,
Shogun?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I think now we're concentrating more on the thriller and the gangster, and Jonathan's got a few ideas, and I think they'll be really good. Sort of
So,
action movies and things. Yeah.
so in terms of horror, is it a goodbye or a see you later sort of thing?
What do you mean? Sorry.
As in like, are you saying goodbye to horror completely, or is it you just setting it aside and I'll
I
see you
think
later?
just to see you later. I think
Yeah.
just we've done a few. So now let's just put that aside for now and let's concentrate on some other stuff.
Yeah, because next out is Nightfall, which is sort of like action spy sort of thriller. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah, I can't wait for you to watch it actually because it is really, really cool. Um, it's with Ian Ogilvy, Jeffrey Moore, Michael Pare again, Robert Kavanagh. Um, just I'm trying to think of all if I haven't left anybody out. Sorry, but it's a really great movie. A family movie, really. There's nothing. I mean, this is an 18 Harbinger, and
Yeah.
I think Nightfall's a 15. It's like we were like really shocked, but it's a really lovely family movie, and just like the old films used to be, sort of cat and mouse, that action all works out well in the end. It's just the hero wins. It's a really lovely movie. I'm just so excited for that one to come out. I get to do a lot of fighting in it as well, which is fantastic for me. um I get knife fights, gun fights, just beating somebody up, and it's just really great. So there are some really cool fights in it.
And what sort of training would you do in preparation for that sort of role? Would you have to enroll in like gun classes and stuff like that?
Well, I did have somebody when I was doing it. Yeah, I did have somebody show me all the guns and stuff. Darren, our stunt coordinator, he makes them all and he shows me how to use them properly. And I had somebody who was in the forces. This was a few years ago, though. He gave me lots of training. I used to meet up with him, and he used to show me, how to hold it to look,
Look the
better,
best.
and yeah, to look, more natural. And also, I mean, I just go to the gym. I'm a real sort of gym freak, so I go to the gym a lot. I keep myself as fit as I can, and I'm 55 in September. I've had 4 children, but I can still kick ass, and I think it's you can just get stronger and stronger and better, can't you? You just have to train
Yeah.
hard.
And being a mum automatically makes you stronger anyway, because you're always in big bear mode, aren't you? Well, mother bear mode, not big bear mode.
Yeah. Although I'm quite the midget in my family, with the first son being 6'3", and then the girls being quite tall, and even my 15-year-old is 5'11". So I can't really do anything anymore. I think the last time I was cross with my son, the eldest one, he just picked me up and put me in the other room and shut the door. So I can't really. Yeah. What can you do?
So then after Nightfall, what's next for Shogun? Is that Shogun done for the year, or do you have a surprise?
No,
No.
no. We have. I don't know if I'm allowed to actually say it. We have two actually that are being done. I don't know if I don't want to say anything yet. I mean, I can talk about it, and you can take it out if Jonathan says no. I don't know. Um, but we do have a couple more that are filming. We actually are finishing one that I can tell you about, which is Guy Fawkes' Blood and Fire. That's a sort of Dan Brown thriller, which is quite good with a bit of horror, but it's not really horror. It's got horror elements to it, but it is more of a thriller, and that's really a great film. That's just being finished off. So that's another one that's just being probably will be out sort of April next year. I know the novel goes out for Bonfire Night this year. It's being novelised.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
That's so 80s, like that's throwback.
it is, because the thing is with Shogun, we try to really push this physical media side of things. You know, it's everybody wants something tangible. Everybody wants something that they can have, that no one can take away from them. The thing about, you know, you put things on platforms, how long is it yours? It's not really yours anyway. It's the platforms. You buy
Yeah.
it from a platform and they can take it away just like that. So when we always have Blu-rays with Harbinger, you know, we've got a Blu-ray signing on the 24th of August. We're doing it. No, the Blu-ray comes out, sorry, on the 24th of August. And our Blu-ray signing is on the 26th of August at FOP HMV in Covent Garden. And there will be Carol Ann Ford, myself, Gary Webster, and Tony Sands. All of the actors will be there, and we'll be signing the DVDs, and people will come in and talk to us. And I mean, when I did that with Halloween in October, all the DVDs sold out there.
That's
They just had
unreal.
such a great time. Yeah, it was brilliant. So people do still want physical media. And also with our DVDs that we have all the deleted scenes on there. We have commentaries. Jonathan and myself did a commentary for Nightfall together, you know, and then we've got like a director's commentary. We've got Jeffrey Moore doing a great interview. You know, there's so many extras that you can put on these DVDs, and then they're yours,
Yeah.
and you own it. And you know, hey, if you meet somebody, somebody will sign it, or somebody, you know, it's just really nice to have. We also do a CD and an LP of all our music, all of the score that we have all the music done for. Chris Hurst and Robert Hughes are our people who do the music, and we always do LPs and DVDs as well, which is another great thing to have.
It's all really cool.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I've got one in the background. Let me just get it. This is our LP, actually, of Dr. Plague. So it's pretty cool. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's fading in and out. I can see Big Martin Kemp there.
Oh yeah, and then that's the back, the Dr. Plague. But that's actually you can't really see it because the background's blurred, but it's you know, just an LP of all the score. And then we have books as well. You know, we did a book. I don't know if you saw on social media. We did a big book of Nemesis, a big coffee table book. It's got all behind the scenes pictures and stuff. I've got some racy ones of me with no top on. And it's got some really cool photos in there. And then we print the whole script as well and put the photos on top of it.
Oh,
And
that's
then we
really
do
cool.
all interviews with all the cast. Are you seeing me all right
Yeah,
there? Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's just that because it's so dark outside now, I can't really see myself now. But uh, and yeah, so we have that. We had a big Halloween coffee table book as well, and that one was really cool because obviously Ronan Summers, who plays the clown. I mean, what a great image that is. The imagery on that is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. He does
Um,
such a good job in that too.
yeah, brilliant, eh? He's just, I mean, so unnerving for, isn't he? His whole character is just great in that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought that would have served as a really good like franchise, you know. It could have been like the sort of Halloween of Britain.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, who knows? Watch this space, I guess.
So next, you sort of hinted that the gangster genre is coming back. So will you be
Yeah.
treading into the world of the good old British gangsters?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, the gangster movies are more for the guys, really. I think, you know, bringing back some of the, you know, sort of lock stock type era, and you know, the sort of the next generation down, trying to find some, you know, younger ones too, would be great. But yeah, I mean, at some point I do want to direct. I've sort of dabbled in it, and you know, I produced, you know, Peter Rabbit, that slasher movie. So I'm trying to do some other things as well within Shogun. So yeah, that's I yeah, also I do like that sort of genre as well. But you know, there aren't too many women in those movies.
Yeah, but you need like if you ever saw Peaky Blinders, you need that like Aunt Polly character.
Oh yeah, you do. Oh yeah,
You
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, so like honestly, like Harbinger was great. I enjoyed it. It was a fun horror movie. It's even more like fun now that I know the house was haunted. I knew my
Yeah.
Christmas vibes were well on that one.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing was, I mean, you know, it was such a good set to be on. It was so fun. I love working with Gary Webster. I've done 3 movies with him. Tony Sands. Do you remember him from? No, you're way too young, but he was in a series back in the 70s, the late 70s, called Moondial. It was a BBC drama. Anyway, he played the little boy in it, and Jonathan, you know, loved him in that, and made me watch it, um, you know, a few years ago, and I loved it too. And then since then, Jonathan's always said we must get him in a movie. He's got such a good look. And actually, in the credits, if you see his name, Jonathan's put his name with a moon dial behind it, which is quite sweet. A little nod to that. Um, I've lost my thread. What was I saying about Harper? Oh yeah, it was a great set to be on. And you know, everyone worked together really well. Anna Arthurs, Maisie G, Johnny Palmiero. I've even started off doing that. I did Nemesis with him, from Nemesis to Doctor Blake. So many movies I've done with Johnny now. And Nick Moran. No, he was in Nightfall. Sorry. But oh yeah, Joseph Ems. Sorry, Joseph Ems was in it. Peter Woodward, and Carol Ann Ford. So it was a really tight little cast. We all got on so well. And what was so nice is that it didn't matter if it was your first movie, because we have some younger actors on the film, or your 100th movie like Gary. Um, you know, everyone, we eat together, we respect one another, and we keep it like a real little family. We have respect for one another. That's the main thing. And it just works so well. It was a nice little set to be on. We all had a great time. Jonathan was there, every minute of the day as well, and he kind of does everything. And James Crowe, the director, and Benjamin David, the assistant director, Charlotte, the she does everything really, production. Um, Charlotte Tingley, sorry, and uh, we all got on so well. It's tough doing night shoots. It's tough
I can imagine.
doing it quickly in 8 days, and there's not much sleep had. There's not much downtime, but you get a lot of lovely time with the people that you're working with, and we thoroughly enjoyed every second of that set. It was great.
That's brilliant, because I always think if you're having like a good time on set, it really does show through in the movie, you know.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's funny because when you leave a set that you've been in and it's been quite intense, and the scenes are quite intense, you sort of come away, and on the first few days I get back home, I sort of think, is this it? Like, I've got to go to Sainsbury's. That's what I'm doing. People are buying food. That's what you got to do. You got to buy food and then cook it, and then you have to sort of get back into the
Yeah,
whole swing of just being at home again, which takes. I think everyone feels that. I think every actor comes away with that sort of dip in mood, because you go from playing this person. I was Julia Piven for the week, and then all of a sudden I'm back being Jeanine Sothcott, and you got to get on and be working, and mum, and everything else. It's a bit challenging sometimes, but I think that I think every actor honestly feels like that. And it's great working with Jonathan, because we both are in the business, we both are there, we're both ensconced in this business, and it's it really works well for us.
yeah, you are a good partnership, you're like Dempsey and Makepeace, you know.
Yeah,
And hopefully you just continue just to keep making movies, and
we are.
because you got some great films on your hands, and Jonathan and yourself clearly have a clear vision of where you want to take this.
Yeah.
And it's good to see, it's good to see that there's actually a company producing British movies at a very good rate and of good quality.
Yeah, I mean, look, we try to go for, we don't try to compromise on, I know the budgets have to be with what they are, but we try not to compromise with the quality of the film. It's all in the acting. The actors are fantastic. Um, you know, Jonathan is so good at getting the right people for the films. And I think it really does show when you watch a film, you know, might not be the perfect location, might not be the perfect script, but you know, if you nail the acting, I think you're pretty much there, really.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. And Harbinger, I think, is a really good movie. I think people should watch it on like, it should be a Friday or Saturday night thing, get a couple of people around. And it's an actual haunted house. So what more, you scared Jonathan. He's a big guy, And
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And we've got actually, I'm going to give you some dates because I've had them written down because I can't remember them all. But it's playing at Romford Cinema from the 7th of August for a week. We've got a screening at Hailsham Cinema in Sussex on Saturday. And it's on digital on the 10th of August. So you can get it everywhere from the 10th. And Blu-ray comes out on the 24th of August. And then we'll be doing the signing on the 26th. So if anybody wants to come and meet us all and say hi or anything, just pop down to Covent Garden FOP and we will all be there with open arms.
what more could you want? You can watch the movie on the big screen and then you can get your DVD or Blu-ray signed.
Yeah, and just come and chat and meet us all. Jonathan will be there too. Um, yeah, it's a good it's a good little event that we do, and it's fun.
Well, I honestly can't wait to see what other people think of it. I think it's going to be a hit. And especially as it's like sort of, as you said, it's sort of, you're closing behind the door in this horror chapter now. So it'd be good to see what people think of Shogun's sort of horror phase, especially as you're going back into, well, you got the sneaky wee action spy movie in between, but then
Yeah,
straight back into
yeah,
gangster.
yeah. I mean, I really can't wait for you to watch Nightfall. It's kind of the one that I'm most proud of actually because it's just so it's such a nice movie. So it really does look like such a huge budget movie. We've really done wonders on it, really. And you know, having Jeffrey Moore starring in it, you know, Roger Moore's son,
Yeah.
he really is. You know, he really does have that look of star quality, like movie star looks. It's really great. I just can't wait for you to watch it. You must let me know what you think,
I will. I'll be straight on the
please.
phone to Jonathan.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll hopefully get it watched either tonight. Um,
Great.
if Ice Age doesn't take over, because that'll be over
I know.
before I can't win. But
I mean,
then,
you're only a dad to four. Come on. I mean, you must have 1 minute in your day free, not.
but yeah, I'll definitely get it watched. It's top of my list before anything else.
Great.
But I
Perfect.
can't wait to watch it. The trailer was fantastic. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to
Yeah,
see.
it was good. We dedicated the movie actually to my father because he passed away while I was well, just when we were filming it, so he didn't really get to see it. And because he was in the army and stuff, and it's got that sort of feel to it. So that was nice. It was a tough shoot for me because I was going backwards and forwards. My dad was given 3 months to live, and he literally was it was 3 months. So I was backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And one of the days I had literally come back and they had given me a piece of paper with the script that day, and I said, "Look, I haven't looked at this script. I literally have just been with my dad, and I've just been 2.5 hours driving from London back here." So, and I just remember doing the scene, and it was cut from the movie, but it's on the DVD. But I just always remember that scene because it was funny because I was wearing a white coat and glasses because I was in the lab doing it. It was just cut for running time because we had to
Yeah,
tighten it all up, so they cut that one. But my dad was an orthopedic surgeon and wore a white coat and wore glasses and stuff. So it was just a sort of a bit of a little a little thing for him in that movie too, and we did dedicate the movie to him. So it was a shame that he didn't get to watch it actually, because I used to show him the rushes when I used to do it. I used to bring it back and show him and say, this is the last bit that we filmed, this is the next bit, this is the next bit, so he could sort of see it sequentially.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's watching from up there thinking that's a bloody good movie.
Well, I can't wait to watch it. I'm buzzing to
Great.
watch it, so it'll either be tonight or tomorrow. I'll get it watched and I'll let you guys know what I think.
Perfect. Yeah.
It looks
Perfect.
brilliant. But for now, everyone, Harbinger is all user getting to watch. So get your asses in seats, as Janine said. It's in theaters this weekend. It's running in Romford for a
For a
week.
week. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the 24th is the physical release, and then go on the
Digital
26th,
from the 10th in the
digital
US
from the
and
10th.
UK. Yeah. Digital on the 10th. Yeah.
And then on the
Great.
26th, you can get all your stuff signed and you can meet the cast and crew.
Perfect. That's great. Well,
Janine,
thank you guys. It was honestly really, really lovely. Thank you for having me so much. I really appreciate, when you ask us to come and talk to you, because it really does get what we're doing out there, and it's only people like you that can really spread the word. So thank you for having me.
and thank you for coming on. I'm always talking to you, well, yourself and Jonathan over mail and stuff, so it's finally good to actually get on a Zoom and actually get talking to you guys.
Yeah. So we'll have to talk about where you live and stuff to see if you can come for a screening, and you know we'll
Yeah,
have to meet
definitely.
up. I think
Yeah,
you said you were coming to one of them, but we'll chat.
it sounds good, Janine. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.